Hey guys, gonna do some gaming and talking at the same time, and I just tried this a second ago, and I got into some intense action, and it's gonna be hard to multitask, but I'm gonna try again. Hopefully it doesn't get so intense right off the bat this time, but anyway, I'm playing Apex Legends on the Xbox One. It's a free game. It's actually pretty good, especially for being a free game. You gotta have Xbox Live to play it, but uh, a friend that I've been playing with likes it, and it's actually the guy that I'm playing with is the brother of the girl that I have visited in prison. I visited her twice now. I visited her the other night for the second time, and I'd like to visit her again in a couple of weeks, maybe. Hopefully, we'll see. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the prison visits. I guess I haven't recorded anything on that yet, and just this girl that I've seen in prison twice now. She's from the town that I live in, and I knew her as a customer, but I didn't know her very well, at the place that I work, and knew some things of her, but she was into drugs, and she got in trouble for meth, and she'd been in trouble before, but this was her first time going to prison, and she got like a little bit under a year or so, and she might get out earlier than what she's supposed to, but she was... Wow, this is ridiculous. Anyway, she won't be getting out until about February or March, probably. So she's going to be in there for the whole Thanksgiving, Christmas, winter season, and I didn't start writing her until about a few months after she's already been in prison. And oh my. When I originally wrote her, I also wrote a handful of other people in prison. And I got a few replies, but I pretty much decided to stick with her. She seemed very interested to get to know me. I really liked her letter, and I kind of wanted to talk to her anyways. She's a very cute girl, so there's that. But she's also expressed, wanting to change, and so that made me interested, and that's really what I was looking for. Hopefully somebody that was in that situation that, maybe they're kind of realizing that they need to make some changes. And some of the other people that I wrote, didn't express that as much. They just thought that it was bull crap that they were in there, and, Anyway, so started writing her a lot, and it was really cool. I wanted a pen pal, and she was writing me back, and I started writing her like almost every day. Sometimes twice a day, but anyway, and I was sending her a little bit of money on the books, and buying her books, and whatever I could do, really. And so it got to be more and more where she was writing me back, and it ended up, we traded pictures. She ended up sending me a picture, and then finally, gave her my phone number, and she called me, and then, I wanted to go for a visit, and I've always kind of wanted to visit somebody in prison to experience what that's like, because I've been in trouble myself and everything. I've been in jail, and I kind of got an idea of what some of the things are like, and I guess it's kind of relatable to me. But anyway, so we finally got to that point where I got to go for a visit. And the visit was completely different than what I thought, in a good way, because I thought that, I just had a lot of preconceived conceptions of what it was going to be like from a lot of reading that I've done and everything, and looking at pictures of visiting rooms, and there's so much. I thought, maybe the staff would be rude. I thought maybe the visiting area would be really dingy, and it would be like falling apart and stuff. Like it would, it'd be nasty. Like I thought there would be tons of people there, and there wasn't. We pretty much had the visiting room to ourselves. There was like a couple other people getting visits, but that was about it. So the staff was really friendly, and the waiting room was really nice, really clean and modern. They had tons of vending machines. They got vending machines with soda pop and candy bars and stuff. They got ones for sandwiches. They got like salads, and they got yogurt, ice cream, coffee machine. They've got a little condiment area with a microwave with your ketchup and mustard and everything. And the first visit I didn't eat anything. I just let her eat some things. And what you got to do to use the vending machine is you get these cards that you got to put money on. And the only thing you can bring in the visiting room with you is your locker key and this vending machine card. And this locker key, when you go in there, you show them like 2 forms of ID, and they sign you in and everything, and then you go to you have your vehicle key with you, and then in the locker key you put like one of your forms of ID and your vehicle key, and they keep on to your ID, your other ID, and when you leave, they give you your ID back. You give them the locker key after you get your stuff back. But anyway, so the vending machine card, yeah. She just had some pops and some snacks the first time. And the second time I decided, I'm going to eat with her and stuff. And when I first got there, I had to wait a while this time. I showed up a little earlier thinking I could spend some more time with her, but it didn't really work out that way. I just ended up being in the visiting room by myself for about 30 minutes. But this last time I had like a euro. They had like a euro in the vending machine. I was like, oh, that seems kind of nice. It was like $6. So a lot of the sandwiches and stuff are around that, like $5 or $6. It's not really ridiculous. The soda pop's like $2. I mean, that's what you pay for it at the gas station. So I don't think it's like they really, charge extra. It's just your regular vending machine prices, but it can add up. I ended up spending about $25 on this visit because she wanted this rip and dip pizza thing where it was like, I don't know, kind of like a breadstick with like pepperoni and cheese inside, and then it comes with like a marinara dipping sauce, and she seemed to like that. But she said she'd never had a gyro or lamb meat, surprisingly, so I had to try the lamb meat. She liked that. It was just like a pita wrap with the lamb meat, and then it came with like cucumber sauce in a pouch. And the pita looked kind of nasty after heating it up. It was looked kind of like soggy or something, but it was actually pretty good for a vending machine gyro. I mean, I was really hungry too because I didn't eat anything like all day, and I was pretty jacked up because I drank like a Monster not too long before I got there, and then when I got there, I got a Reese's cup and like a Mountain Dew Code Red, and then I ended up drinking a cup of coffee after that too. So I was kind of like jittery at that point. But yeah, the visit's great. You can spend like 5 hours together max. The prison's about 2 hours from where I live. So the first time I left at like 2 o'clock, and I got there at 4 or so, but then the first time visiting, the sign-in process is longer. They get you into the system and everything. And so I didn't get in there until like 4:30 or later. But we got to spend a good amount of time together. But this time, I thought, I'll leave at like 1, and I'll try to get there, because she does like some schooling in there, and if she gets a good grade on this test or whatever, then she can get out early. But she does that until about 3 o'clock, so I guess they have count around that time too. And so I didn't really get to see her that much earlier, but I get a little bit. I get to see her a little bit earlier, but oh, you know, we played cards the first time and the second time too. Played a 5-card draw. It's a game that I've always loved, a poker game. It's really simple. And we played Romy. We played Go Fish this time. I actually learned how to do like the bridge shuffle. I looked it up on YouTube, because I don't usually do that. I just shuffle them, and she thought it was kind of weird. Like, she always sees everybody do the bridge shuffle. I'm like, it's just a fancy way of shuffling the cards, but it is pretty cool. So I'm glad that I learned it. And I will say, in some of the letters that I wrote her, a lot of times I wrote like song lyrics. I drew pictures for her. Poems, jokes. I've told her about myself, about my past. Just tried to get to know her. Tried to open up to her, see if she would open up. And she did. She's written me back a lot. So the visit seemed to go really well. And after the visit, it was weird, because I got a letter saying that she basically said goodbye. Like, she kind of didn't want to talk anymore. And I was like, that's not what I was expecting. But she thought that I came across as kind of controlling and stuff, telling her that, I think that she should go to AA and church possibly, and she should, I really wanted to see a therapist. I was just trying to give her advice of what I think would be good for her if she wants to stay sober, the steps that she really needs to take. I think it's just basic stuff that any drug rehab place would tell anybody. But she took it as me being controlling, as me telling her what to do, and she didn't like that. But we've continued to talk, and we don't write each other really anymore like that, like we used to, but she calls more, and she called a lot the last week, almost every night, and so it's led to a second visit. And the visit last night was the one that I had the Euro and everything. It's the one that I waited 30 minutes or so by myself, but it was good. It seemed good, and I'll wait to hear from her again. This is the night after. I haven't heard from her, so I just, so hopefully this time it's not like last time, where it's like she doesn't want to talk. But I realize it's a confusing situation for both of us. And especially for her. I mean, being in prison, she's going to be going through a lot of emotions, all the daily stuff that she's got to go through. I really hope that she does be able to get a grip. And so, I mean, she considers herself as a Christian, and every prisoner has like a name, like an ID tag they wear with their picture and their name and their prison number and everything. Well, the back of it said Christian, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Why does that say Christian? It's like, well, she identifies as a Christian, so I guess whatever your religion you identify with, it says on your name tag. So that's interesting. I've had a Bible sent to her, and I recently sent her a book from Amazon called Fierce, which I thought was interesting, and I know it's not going to be the most theologically proper, probably at all. It's probably not even good, but it's supposed to be about stories about women in the Bible. I found it on Amazon. The lady who wrote it to try to express women in the Bible, like if they were living in today's current world, how would they be? How does it relate to today and stuff? And she uses like coarse language in it and stuff, which I thought, might be easier for her to understand in a way. It might be. Wow. But she should be getting that this week, so hopefully she enjoys it. Hopefully she learns something. It'll get her into the characters in the Bible somewhat. But I know I'm kind of spacing out here. Because I'm trying to play this game while I'm talking, so it doesn't help very much, and I'm dying in the game, so I'm like, this sucks. Yeah, oops. I really enjoy it though. I like visiting her, but I like the experience to visit in the prison, and I like also. Oh, somebody just picked me up, fell down again. I like the drive. It's a drive that close to an area that I used to live anyway, so I used to make the trip, and especially when the weather's nice and just getting to listen to music and think and just cruise. So I enjoy that. But I wanted to reach out to somebody too to kind of get to know somebody over a long period of time if she would let me, and it's kind of cool. People don't usually make a lot more friends and stuff later in life, or get close to new people like that, and I knew it was an opportunity to possibly get to know somebody, in a special way. So, it's going good. It's been rocky, but I think that, hopefully we'll continue to correspond. But I have gotten to meet her brother. It's really cool, and we played games online. He's actually came over to my apartment, and we've played games. So, I think I'm going to end this now. I should probably do a better video on this instead of just spacing out while I'm playing a game, but I wanted to record something, and because I did record the video where I said I was going to the prison visit, but I didn't never talk about how it went. Oh man, no. Dang it. Okay, lost the game. I don't know what else to say, really. They have lots of games that you can play there, board games and stuff. And they have movies that you can watch. So... Alright, well, I'll end this, maybe make a better video on it sometime soon, but at least get this out there. God bless, guys.